Hi everyone, Tone here. As promised, getting on with some reviews, and as I said, my next review is going to be this guy. This is G1 Reflector. Excellent condition, brilliant condition. I was so happy with this when I got it. Had to spend a bit of money, but he's worth every penny. You can see he's styled after the kind of 1980s style camera. I remember my dad used to have something that looked like this, with a great big flash cube on the top. This is some sort of unit which has the flash inside, but the cameras we had, at least the one my dad had, was just a cube that you could buy flash cubes and stick on the top when they turn round. This is a similar sort of thing, but it's almost like something, one of those things you can see wedding professionals have, wedding photographers, where they hold the thing up and then put the little thing over the head and press it. It looks something like that. But anyway, he's a camera. Or is it they are a camera? If you've never seen this guy before, you'll see what I mean by are they a camera. I'm sure most G1 people will know who this is. Very sought after, very hard to get figure. So let's just have a look at him close up. Okay, so this is him close up. If you haven't guessed it by the fact that awful sticker is there, this is G1 Reflector. That's one of the only things I wish they hadn't have done, is emblazon his name across the top there. But the rub sign does work. Just a few, shouldn't take long to get that one going. I don't like to move them too much because the stickers can move. There you go, that's working perfectly. Okay, he's got his flash cube up here. And on this side, this thing here actually clicks. Like that. But the most redeeming feature of this entire mode is this. His lens still works. Okay, what actually happens with this is this piece comes off. All that is just a plastic thing. But even on this, you can see all the little there we go, all the little numbers and dials on there. That's got all the the apertures and the different light settings that you get on a normal camera. But that actually works quite well. I'll put my hand at the back there, you can see my fingers behind, and I'll turn him round, and it works the same the other way. Okay, so the lens is up here, the viewfinder's up here, but the lens is actually down here on the camera, so there's obviously some sort of angled mirrors going on inside there. Now the only problem with this toy, and it is its only flaw, is this here. This is quite loose. It will stay up on some occasions, and then other times it won't, but this is the only bit. I need to find a way to tighten that up. But I don't want to fiddle with it too much. It's a rarity, and I don't want to disturb it. Now if we go around here, like I say, from that angle it looks nice, and you've got all the 80s camera detailing on here. Most of the cameras have this sort of pattern on them, like that. Now if you turn it around, dear oh dear, we've got visible head syndrome right away. There's one head. Okay, now for those of you that don't know G1 Reflector, if you're not an original G1 fan even, Reflector is actually 3 robots. He is one character, but he is 3 robots, and they combine to form one alt form. So what happens is this. He splits up into 3. There we go. And I'll just transform one of these guys for you now. Okay, these 2 end blocks do exactly the same thing. Pull those down like that, and then his arms come from the front. Okay, so there's one. Now with this guy, you just have to take that off, and there's his head. And he folds out slightly differently. This time his legs come from the front, and his arms come from the back. So these 2 are almost reversed clones of each other. And then you have obviously the main guy here, main character. Just remove that, and then use your fingernail just to prise that apart. And just give that a bit of a wiggle. There we go. And the same on this side. Bit stiff, but I'm not complaining about that. Okay, now you've got his head there. Those 2 little panels that we've just opened up reveal his head that's inside. And at the back here, his legs are just tabbed in. So we just have to pull out. These are very stiff, very good joints on this, and the chrome is good on him as well after all these years. So that's it, we'll just stand him there. And just to show you really, I'm not really too fussed about this, but here on the little flash cube, 3 missiles come with him. It's got a hole there, you can actually put a missile into that and give it to this guy to hold as a gun, but he gets top heavy with it, so he wants to sag down, so I'll get rid of that just for now. They do however come with their own handguns each. I'll tell you something about each of these robots as soon as I get them set up. His is on the side for some reason, and this is his one. I'll put that there just for good measure. That goes with him. Right. Now, as I say, Reflector is one character. All 3 of these robots act and think and speak exactly the same. If you speak to one of them, they all speak together. So it's one character. But the toy, however, is one of the old Microman range, which Hasbro obviously bought up and rebranded. The toy has given each of these robots its own name. So this one is, oh goodness me, I'll start from this side. Spectro, Viewfinder, Spyglass. Yeah, if I start with the red one, I always get it right. Spectro, Viewfinder, Spyglass. But in the cartoon they weren't portrayed like that. They were portrayed all as one character, and all 3 of them looked identical. They sort of had this guy's body, but with his chest colour, and that was all 3 of them. And only one of them had the little the lens in the front, but all 3 of them were exactly identical, and that was their character, and they would all combine to form the camera. I'd say quite a unique character, really. This toy is quite a rare one because you couldn't buy it in stores. The only way you could get hold of it in the 80s was on the back of the Transformers boxes. They had these this robot point system. So when you bought a Transformer, depending on the size of the Transformer you bought, this would increase or decrease this numbered value here. And once you had enough of those points, you'd send it off with some cash, and you could get this guy. You could get some other things as well, but that was the only way you could get Reflector. I never knew anybody in the UK that had him, so I was pleased to get this guy. I did have to buy him from the States. If you buy him from abroad, because of the price you pay, you will more than likely have to pay a customs charge, so be prepared for that. So I'm going to leave that there. That is G1 Reflector. Hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll catch you all again next time, guys. Bye bye.